This morning, a key witness is taking the stand again in rapper ASAP Rocky's trial.
His superstar girlfriend, Rihanna, is also in court sitting alongside his family.
So it looks like Rihanna might be raising her 2 kids by herself in the next 20 years because ASAP Rocky is in this courtroom playing games, and it's not looking like he gonna beat that 24-year sentence. This comes after he turned down his plea deal, which he would have only had to serve 180 days in jail and 3 years probation. But he played in everybody's face and pleaded not guilty at the very last minute. To make matters even worse, it turns out that outside of his issues with ASAP Relli, the man that was allegedly attacked in he and Relli were also allegedly beefing over Rihanna because Rihanna was trying to get with Relli, but ASAP got jealous and started acting funny. According to sources, Rihanna is not taking any of this well, and it even feels like it's her fault that ASAP is in this situation. Now, for those of y'all who are somehow out of the loop about what's going on, ASAP Rocky is currently on trial for allegedly a member of his crew, Always Strive and Prosper, called Relli, after they got into a very heated argument over ASAP apparently abandoning the crew once he got famous and not helping out the family once one of their deceased members passed away. This tension has been going on for a little bit now, so they decided to meet back up in 2021, and that's when all the mess went down. Now, Relli claims that ASAP him twice with one grazing his knuckles, but ASAP pleaded not guilty, and he said he used a starter that only fires blanks, not a real with actual. And ASAP's claims match with the police reports because when the cops searched the crime scene, there was no evidence that an actual had happened here. Like, I'm talking nothing. No shell casings, no holes, nothing. Now, this is where things get messy because you would think with there being no physical evidence to support the case, Relli would hang it up and move on with his life. But 2 days after the police had searched the place, he came back again with shell casings that he said he retrieved from the crime scene. The same crime scene that the cops had searched and didn't find nothing. The only real evidence that we even have of this crime happening is the security footage of ASAP and Relli having a physical altercation. But that footage never actually showed him firing at Relli. Not only that, but the forensics are yet to verify if the shell casings that Relli brought were even from that same day that him and ASAP got into it. In court, ASAP's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, brought up the fact that there was literally zero physical evidence to back up Relli's claims outside of witness testimony. He said, no holes, no blood, no shell casings, no physical evidence that is happened at all. During the court session, Relli also kept crying about how he would only see ASAP once every 6 months and that he couldn't believe it when ASAP pulled that on him. It's really hard having a relationship with Rocky. He lies a lot. I called him Mr. 6-month man. I would see him every 6 months. I physically could not believe there was a gun in my face. That was the breaking point for me. Anyway, by the end of the first court date, ASAP was given a chance to take the plea deal, where he would only do 180 years in jail and 3 years of probation and a few other minor charges. Now, if he said yes, the case would be over, but that man got up there and pleaded not guilty, which means he could face up to 24 years in jail if he's found guilty by the end of this. Now, hopefully that don't happen, but if he does, he gonna make Rihanna a single mom and leave her and those kids without a man in their life. Rihanna didn't even show up at his first court date, but after ASAP pulled this stunt, she was dressed up sitting in that courtroom during the next one because things were really getting heated in there, and hopefully her being there might influence the decision of the jury in ASAP's favor. Now, I'm not saying that's the main reason she went there, but this is Rihanna we talking about. She's one of the most loved celebrities, so it's really not far-fetched to assume that her presence may have an influence on the jury. Some of them may even be fans of her. We don't know. Y'all, the paparazzi caught her sneaking out the courtroom through the back door, and she was looking stressed. She wasn't smiling at them like she usually did, and you could tell she didn't want to be seen on camera that day. One person said, she stood anxiously, her eyes scanning the surroundings as she eagerly awaited the arrival of security. Another person said, I'll forever be mad that she chose ASAP. Now he has her showing up to court to support her man. As if all this wasn't bad enough, new information is coming out that Relli and ASAP's beef was not just about ASAP ditching his crew and not supporting them, but it also had to do with Relli and ASAP beefing over Rihanna. I know this sounds wild to y'all, I promise I do, but y'all won't be surprised once want y'all find out who started these rumors. Y'all, it was no other than Azealia Banks. It's unclear how she got this tea, but she's convinced enough that it's true and wasted no time jumping on the internet to tell us. She said when ASAP and Rihanna got together, he wanted to show her off to his crew that he had bagged Ree, so he sent her to Harlem to introduce her to the guys, and that's when Rihanna and Relli met. Apparently, they was getting along a little too well, and that made ASAP jealous, so he hit Relli up to talk about it days later. That's when ASAP jumped him, pulled out on him, and all the beef began. She said ASAP didn't even grow up in Harlem and that he used Relli to get himself some street cred. She also brought up the deceased rapper from ASAP's crew, ASAP Yams. She said Rocky used to play the hell out of Yams while he was still here, and in an effort by Yams to cope, that poor man started popping pills and became an addict. Azealia said that when Yams passed, ASAP gave his mama $60K to keep quiet about what he allegedly did to her son.
ASAP Relli and Naka literally made Rocky. Rocky is not from Harlem like he says. So the tea on this is Rocky corny ass had Rihanna in Harlem trying to show off and made the mistake of inviting Relli fine chocolate ass over, and of course Ray was all in his face flirting and shit. Rocky got jealous, invited him to meet up somewhere, pulled him in for a hug, and then really tried to kill him. And all because Rihanna was looking. Relli ain't looking for no payday. He's genuinely deeply hurt because he really believed in Rocky and considered him a friend. Rocky is responsible for ASAP Yams' overdose because he would punk him in front of people, punch him in the chest knowing he had severe asthma, and sent him into a spiraling depression. He tried self-medicating away with Xanax. Rocky gave Yams' mother a measly $60K after all Yams did to stylize him. I grew up with all these. Rocky tried Relli and recklessly almost ASAP Ills. I don't give a. Rocky needs to go to jail and pay Relli with whatever money he makes. This case is missing another count of attempted Elijah. Felony, illegal possession of a firearm, fraudulent inducement, coercion, intentional infliction of emotional distress, reckless endangerment, and everything possible. This Rocky.
60K, y'all. Child, Azealia gets on Beyonce's internet every day at just about any time something is going on and says just about anything. I need y'all remember that everything she's saying is just speculation, so let's take it all with a grain of salt. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said, "I'm genuinely just shocked that's Azealia speaking. She sounds very coherent and her story sounds believable. That doesn't mean it's true. Interesting nonetheless." Another person said, "This is more than likely the truth. 9 times out of 10, the reason why guys fall out is over a female. It always has to do with a female. The beef between Drake and Future is because of a female. That's where it all started and Kendrick finished it. If you know, you know." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Rihanna allegedly being the reason for all this mess? And do y'all think ASAP is gonna win this trial, or is he gonna be in jail for the next 24 years? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.